I've got 1 week to get this S1 working, as I bought this as a non-runner from COPART auction.
For those of you that don't know what COPART is, let me explain. Insurance companies send cars there after they have been written off, usually because the cost to repair them was higher than the insurance company thinks the car is worth. Instead of repairing the car themselves, the insurance company sells it through a COPART auction. Vehicles are listed online with photos, damage description, and the type of damage the car has. Like for example, category S, which is structural damage, category N, which is non-structural damage, and in my case, category U, which is unrecorded. It's a good way to potentially buy yourself an absolute bargain or a nightmare. So let's see if I've brought myself a bargain or a nightmare.
So this S1 has been listed on COPART with an engine issue, so we need to figure out what's wrong with it and see if we can get this fixed before next week, where we go to Belgium to one of the biggest European car shows there is. And we'd like to take this there because it would be awesome fun, and we should try and get some good content with the car as well. So let me take you around the car and we'll see what issues this car has. This is where the car got dropped off. As you can still see, it's still got all the stickers on there from COPART. So I'm hoping I've either got myself a bargain or I haven't. Let's have a look. I think it's got a flat battery, so let's have a look in the boot and see. I think the battery's in the boot on these, and that's weird. Why is there 2 batteries in there? Right, well that's strange in itself. So I'm assuming there's a new battery in there, so it should be able to crank over. And let's see what the engine sounds like. And weirdly, I've never had a car from the auction that's had parts in the passenger seat. So what we've got? We've got a drive belt. What's this, an oil filter? And don't know what this is. We'll find that out later on. So it's on 62,000 miles, which is absolutely nothing. Let's try and crank it and see how bad this engine is then. What? It runs? What? That's insane. There's no way this is a non-runner. Unless there's something else wrong with it, like a gear. Oh, it's making a weird noise with the clutch actually. Oh, that's not good. Oh, what's this? Alternator fault. Oh, okay. So there's some sort of fault with. Let's get rid of all this. Oil change due. Oh, there you go. Alternator fault, battery not being shot. That explains why this belt is probably sitting here then. Let's open the bonnet and have a little look and see what's going on. I'm going to turn it off just in case, because I've not looked under there or checked any of the oil yet. And let's see what we got. There's no drive belt on it. I'm wondering, was this classed as a non-runner because the belt snapped maybe? Or what? This is weird. Someone's obviously done something here because this is off. But this could be, guys, very good news. And hopefully I've done all right out of this. It's got coolant in it. It's below minimum, but it's got something in it, which is good. So let's have a little look. Looks like there's a bit of oil there, which is fine. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it in the workshop, as I know it drives, which is so weird. There is a slight noise coming from the gearbox area. It's probably a clutch, to be honest. I've heard that these are quite common for clutches because there's a lot of power going through a small car. So I'm going to order a clutch anyway, and then I'm going to get this in probably either later on today or tomorrow while I wait for the clutch, so we can do it all in one hit. So let's get this in and see what we come up with. I have just found the belt, but weirdly it looks like it's been cut. The belt looks like it's been cut. I'm not sure if it's got a seized pulley then maybe, but let's get it in and have a look and see what we come up with. Okay, that's very strange. It is the very next day and the clutch has actually arrived. So let's get the Audi in, getting the clutch changed and figure out what other issues this car may have. Right, so let's get it up in the air and see what we can find. I'm wondering if it's probably easy to do this drive belt and check all the pulleys with it on the ramp. So let's get it on the ramp, see what we find. Just having a quick look underneath. It actually looks very clean. I'm not sure what all this rubbish is, but it's all inside the car. It's all over the under tray. As you can see there, it's all this like cement looking stuff or sand or something. I've had a look underneath. Looks really good. There, look, it's everywhere. I have no idea if they've worked somewhere that involves a bit of off-road or what, but it's got like brand new Michelin Pilot Sports on there, which is awesome because they're not cheap. So I'm very happy about that. There's no damage, it appears to be, at all. It's got a plastic sump, so we've got to be very careful what I do with this. So it looks like I'm going to have to remove the subframe. Yeah, I'm going to probably have to remove the subframe, remove the prop shaft, as this is 4-wheel drive, which is an awesome thing about this car. So I've got to remove the exhaust, subframe, and then I need to put an engine hoist above just so I can support the engine, as I don't want to put anything on this plastic sump here and damage it. And then we take the gearbox out and see, in hopes that that's the noise. But let's put the drive belt on first. I've checked all the pulleys, everything looks absolutely fine. And then we're going to run it up to temperature and see if there was a reason why this belt come off. But everything seems to look okay. Everything moves absolutely fine. So let's have a look and hope that there's nothing wrong with this vehicle. Right, so new drive belt is on. Let's start her up and see. Probably have to put the clutch down, don't I? Yeah, of course. Listen to that noise when you put the foot on the clutch. Very bad, very, very bad. But luckily, we're going to do an oil change. What I found out with the part number is a coolant cap. So someone's put a new coolant cap on there. This oil filter I need to change. I'm going to do a service on it, of course. Got to do it. I haven't got any history with this car, service-wise, which is fine. But at least that battery warning light is now gone, which is good news. I've checked the oil as well, there's oil in it, which is good. So just gonna let it run for a minute. I'm gonna have to strip all this, put all the bolts and stuff in, disconnect the battery. I might do that now actually, while I wait for this to warm up, just to make sure there's no issues. Right, I've put the battery tray back in. I need to disconnect the battery in a second, but it's running absolutely perfect. So it doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's try and figure out what that noise is. I'm pretty sure it's a dual mass flywheel making that noise. So let's take it up and remove the gearbox. Apparently it can be a bit of a nightmare, but let's remove the gearbox and hopefully find out what the issue is, because I do have an upgraded clutch to go in this, because obviously if you think this car's going to be standard, you're completely wrong. So that'll be in a future video, but for now let's get the gearbox out and see what the clutch is saying, and we'll put a new one in it. The subframe off and loads of other bits, the exhaust and all that sort of stuff. I have found something that is a bit worrying. Let me show you. So here is the prop shaft, right? And what I want to know is, where's the bolts? Has someone done a clutch on this before, or what? Because the bolts are missing. But I've loosened the gearbox, right? So it's made a slight gap between the engine and the gearbox, and you can see there's a bit of fluid in there. So has someone done a clutch on this before? I wonder. So let's get the drive shafts out. Let's get all the other bits and pieces out, the prop shaft, and we'll see what's going on. And I need to see if I can get some more bolts for this, but this is crazy. Right guys, here we have it. So the gearbox is out. You can hear the bearing. So that needs changing for sure. There's a fair bit of play in the flywheel. Oh, you hear that? Potential damaged flywheel on there. So let me show you guys what I'm actually going to be fitting to this car. So here we have from Dark Side Developments is their upgraded solid flywheel conversion kit with their uprated clutch kit. So this is a high performance clutch. So we can run a lot of power with this clutch. This is the organic clutch, so it's like kind of like a standard clutch where you can run a lot of power without it slipping, instead of the paddle clutch where it's very aggressive. It's more of an on and off. But I wanted a bit of, you know, normal driving as well as can handle the power. So let's take the old stuff off and have a look and see what we find with it, and then start fitting the new clutch kit. So here we have it. We have the old flywheel. To be fair, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with this flywheel, which is good, but It's definitely a little bit worn for sure. Look at all the heat marks in the flywheel. You can even see on the pressure plate. There's a lot of marks there. So we're going to change it anyway because of obviously the power we're going to be running eventually, which you are going to see very, very soon. I know it looks like the flywheels are at different heights, but it's because this actually bolts inside there, if that makes sense. So this outer bit is higher than the inner bit. So this is correct. So let's get this clutch kit fitted, and I can't wait for what's about to happen to this car. Let's put it all back in the car and let's get this thing going. Right, it is all back together now. So everything's back together. I've done an oil change, and I'll be honest guys, it's not looking great at all, to be honest with you. You see all the glitter in there. So there must be something wrong with this engine, which is weird because it does sound okay. So I've just done an oil and filter change. I haven't started it up yet. Just going to connect the battery now. Just go connect the battery quickly. Just going to leave it on loosely like that. And then that terminal should be on tight enough for it to start. Let's have a look. Right. Well, the noise has stopped with the clutch, so that's very good news. I'm hoping it's just old manky ass oil and it hasn't been changed in a while, and that's probably why it looks as bad as it did. But sounds perfect, if you ask me. Sounds brilliant. Make sure there's no leaks. No leaks. Gonna let this run for a while and then we'll see how we get on. But if you listen to that, it sounds absolutely perfect. I reckon it's just old oil, but we're going to get it up to temperature this time just to see what happens. So the engine sounds perfect, but what you're hearing there, you hear like a rattle from the gearbox. That's because we've changed it from a dual mass to a solid. Even the VXRs, when you change them from a dual mass to a solid, they do the exact same thing. They like chatter, but engine wise, sounds absolutely perfect. So I think it was just old oil on there. So it's looking good so far. So I might take it down the road quickly, just see how it is. Or I might leave that for another day and another video. We can all do it together then. I'll see how I feel. I've still got to lock up. What is the time? The time is nearly 12 o'clock. So it's been a long day. Very long day indeed. Right guys, let me show you the noise. It might be hard to hear with the chatter with the flywheel, but let me show you down the road what this sounds like. You should be able to hear it. So let me show you. Well, you can hear it now. Hear that? Yeah, that sounds bad, doesn't it? Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Let's take the sump off and see what we find. I should be able to hopefully just feel play in the conrod bearings. But I'll have to figure out and see, hopefully, if we can fix it or not. Right, let's start draining the oil. And then we'll start taking the sump off and see what we find. Very dirty again. Didn't last long, did it? So I don't reckon this oil's been changed regularly, to be honest. So yeah, let's drain it, take the sump off. So we are on a different ramp at the minute because I had to get that car off just so we could do a job quickly. But what I have found is one of the flush washers for the crankshaft, which isn't good. And look at all the metal filings in the sump. So I'm going to have to take this engine out. I've ordered the timing tool because we don't actually have it. I've not done any work on a 2 litre TFSI or any TFSI for that matter. Never stripped one, never done any sort of work on any TFSI engine apart from just service them and your general maintenance and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting for me to do this, and I'm quite excited at the same time. So I'm going to put a few bolts back in the sump just so I can put some wood under it when I take the whole thing out as one unit. If you want to see how I get on taking the engine out and stripping it down, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next video.